Now, some big news has just arrived, so fans, get ready to understand all the details of today's news. Attention fans! Under pressure from defensive injuries, the Lions are urged to go all out to sign a $110 million star recently released by the Raiders. And it doesn't stop there. The Detroit Lions are interested in increasing their defensive rotation, and Matthew Judon is their target this time. Now, click the like button to strengthen the video and get updated daily. And subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get to the news. The situation in Detroit is starting to get worrying, and the season hasn't even started. The defense, which was considered one of the team's greatest strengths in 2025, is already suffering significant losses before the first official snap. Levi Onwuzurike is officially out for the season, and Alan McNeil, one of the most promising defensive linemen, is still recovering from a torn ACL. With his presence on the field in Week 1 in question, the Lions are already facing a critical gap in the interior of the defensive line. And that's not the only problem. The pass rush, which should be a constant threat, is also on red alert. Aiden Hutchinson, the undisputed leader of the defense, remains in rehab after a serious injury. And Marcus Davenport, known for his injury history, doesn't provide the stability the team needs. With this set of uncertainties, external and internal pressure arises for the team to make a bold decision. Open the coffers to bring in Christian Wilkins, the talented defensive tackle recently released by the Raiders, who remains on the league's radar even after a serious knee injury. Christian Wilkins arrived at the Raiders with star status and an astronomical $110 million contract. But his time in Las Vegas was short-lived. After playing just 5 games in 2024 due to a fractured kneecap, the defender faced serious setbacks in his recovery, and worse, came into direct conflict with the team's medical department. According to reports in The Athletic, Wilkins refused further surgery that the Raiders deemed necessary for his full return, which led to the drastic decision. He was released. The team's official justification? No clear path for Christian's return. Now, Wilkins is a free agent, and with the Lions facing a real crisis at the position he dominates, Yardbarker journalist Joshua Watt has made a proposal. Detroit should act immediately and sign him. The idea is clear. If there's any chance of Wilkins fully recovering, he could be the missing difference for a team dreaming of a Super Bowl appearance. It's not just technical talent. Wilkins brings an infectious energy and a fierce combative mentality, traits that perfectly match the aggressive and emotional style imposed by Dan Campbell. Of course, there are considerable risks involved in this move. The main question is Wilkins' actual physical condition. He's not yet cleared to practice. He remains on the unavailable list, and there's no guarantee he'll be able to play a full season. But given the imminent collapse of the Lions' defensive line, a gamble at the right price could pay off. And therein lies the crucial point. Wilkins is unlikely to secure a new multi-million-dollar contract in the current market. Experts believe he'll accept a short-term deal, likely a 1-year deal, at a value well below what he received in Las Vegas. This opens a perfect window of opportunity for Detroit. With a contract with no future guarantees, the Lions could bolster their roster with one of the NFL's most dominant players when healthy, and if he doesn't return to his peak, the financial impact would be minimal. The team wouldn't compromise the salary cap and would still have the flexibility to pursue other solutions if necessary. Ultimately, the decision now rests with the Lions front office. Pressure has already begun to mount, both from the media and fans, and the defensive situation calls for immediate reinforcements. Signing Christian Wilkins may seem risky at first glance, but considering the limited options and the potential impact he can offer, perhaps taking a risk is exactly the kind of bold move a contender needs. In a league where opportunities are fleeting and title windows are short, betting on talents like Wilkins, even with a recent injury history, could be the thing that separates a promising season from an unforgettable one. Dan Campbell has always said he wants players with grit and attitude. Wilkins fits that profile. And now, with chaos brewing on defense, it may no longer be a question of if the Lions go after him, but rather when. Four-time Pro Bowler and one of the league's most respected pass rushers, Matthew Judon, has appeared on Detroit's radar. Yes, the veteran who played for the Atlanta Falcons last season could be the next addition to the blue and silver defense. According to Free Press journalist Dave Burkett, the Detroit Lions have held internal discussions about potentially signing the outside linebacker, the same one who recorded 5.5 sacks in 2024 and has previously played for West Bloomfield High and Grand Valley State. There's no official offer yet, but interest is there and could gain momentum in the coming weeks. With the defensive line searching for a solid name to play alongside Aiden Hutchinson, Judon emerges as an experienced and immediately impactful option. During Friday's press conference, head coach Dan Campbell was asked directly about the team's interest in strengthening the edge rusher position, especially with Marcus Davenport currently occupying the other end of the starting lineup. Campbell was cautious in his response, but left a window open. "I'm just concerned with evaluating the guys we have here now," he said. "We have a good crop of young guys here. We'll see what we can get out of them, develop them, and then we'll make our decisions from there." The message is clear. The Detroit Lions are in observation mode, but ready to act if their internal talent doesn't meet expectations. And when names like Judon are available, that evaluation becomes even more critical. Among the young guys Dan Campbell and his staff are carefully evaluating, the name that has drawn the most attention so far is Nate Lynn, a 23-year-old defensive end who has been shining at the start of training camp. Kelvin Shepard, the team's defensive coordinator, heaped praise on Lynn's talent and physical tools. A tremendous athlete. He's made for this city, but talent isn't everything. He needs to show consistency on the field. And Shepard went further. "I told him directly, you shine, yes, but we're not looking for shine. We're looking for consistency." The coach's message is clear. Momentary brilliance doesn't guarantee a spot on the roster. Lynn needs to show he can stop the run game, dominate on early downs, and only then shine in the pass rush. Besides Lynn, other names are vying for a spot in the defensive rotation. Mitchell Agude, Isaac Ukwu, and Ahmed Hassanein are also being closely watched, trying to excel with each practice and move up the depth chart. The problem is that the competition is far from straightforward. The defense is plagued by significant injuries. Al-Quaiden Muhammad and Josh Pascal are both physically limited, and the most worrying scenario involves Levi Onwuzurike, who is already out for the entire 2025 season due to a serious injury. This context of uncertainty opens the door for aggressive moves by the front office, which could indeed rely on an experienced name like Judon to balance youth with experience and keep the defense among the best in the NFL. Ultimately, everything depends on performance in the coming weeks. If Nate Lynn and the youngsters can't establish themselves consistently, the Lions will likely enter the fray for Matthew Judon, and you, the fan, can expect more updates at any time. Stay tuned, because this saga promises to have decisive chapters in the coming days. Until next time.